Hello friends, welcome to SahuStudies. In this video, we are going to see how we can use map function in Scala. So map is apply on every element of a RDD and return a new RDD. It is a transformational, it is a RDD transformation. It generates RDD first as a data frame does not have map function. If you want to apply map function on a data frame, then you have to use row data type. I will going to discuss this. I will going to use this map function on the row data type, which I am going to store in a data frame. So in this exercise, what I am going to do, I am just importing all the required libraries. I am creating a variable. That variable will going to hold three objects in it, and the object is of row type. And how I am going to store it? I am going to store it with the help of a sequence. I am creating a data frame, a custom schema with the help of a struct type, and I am adding three columns and its data type: AP first name, AP last name, and AP salary. Then what I am going to do, I am creating a RDD object with the help of parallelize function, which is present on Spark context, by passing a object which contains the data. Here AP data is the here we have defined which contains the data, which is holding three row object. Once this RDD gets created, then with the help of a create data frame function, by passing this RDD object and passing this custom schema, I am creating this data frame. Then what I am just doing, I am applying the map function over this data frame. And what I'm just getting, I'm just getting each row from this data frame, and what I'm just doing, I am just creating a variable known as AP full name. And how we are going to get the AP full name? From this element, each row, AP row, I am getting the first element. Then I am concatenating with the help of a plus sign, there is a space, and then I am just getting the value of AP rows with the help of get string, and what is the object or value we want to fetch? We want to fetch the value which is present at the first position. And what the things I am returning? I am returning this AP full name, which I have just created over here, and I am also returning this AP salary, which is nothing but int type. This is the salary. And once this data frame gets created, so what I am just doing, I am with the help of this 2df, again I am creating a data frame, and I am also supplying the columns value here. And what is the column name? Not the value, actually the columns name. Here is the AP full name and AP salary, because here I have changed the schema, right? Here what I am just doing, here I am just returning only two columns, that is AP full name and the AP salary. And with the help of the print schema, I have printed the schema of this data frame, and then I am just showing the content with the help of a show method. So let's see how it going to work in Scala. Let's go to the Databricks. Let's create one notebook. Name it as a map. Connect with our running cluster. Let's copy the code layer through which we can get all the required library in the notebook. So I have copied the code, and let me run it. So all the required library will be available in this notebook. Now let's create a variable which will going to hold the data. How we are going to create it? I am going to create it with the help of a sequence, and in the sequence I am going to create 3-row object. This is the first row object. This is second one, and this is third one. Let's run it. So this variable has been created successfully. It is holding the data. Let's create the RDD. How we are going to create the RDD? With the help of a Spark context, and then parallelize method, and passing the object which contains the data. This RDD object has been created successfully. Let's create a data frame. How we are going to create the data frame? With the help of a create data frame. Okay, before creating the data frame, now let's create a schema as well. How we are going to create a schema? We are going to create a schema with the help of a struct type. This is the first column. Data type is string type. This is the second column. Data type is string type, and this is the third column. Data type is string type. Let's run it. This custom schema has been created successfully. Let's create a data frame by passing RDD object. So this is the RDD object. And this is the custom schema which we need to create the column names. Let's run it. This data frame has been created successfully. Let's display. Integer is not a valid in external type of this. Okay. So what is saying that this last name. Okay, this is the AP for. Okay, this is the last name. Okay, so which. That's why it is giving me error. Here it is salary, and data type is integer type. Integer type. Let's run it. Now let's create the data frame. Now this data frame has been created successfully. Now let's display. We can see there are 3 columns: AP first name, AP last name, and AP salary. Now apply a map function over this data frame. But this data frame has a raw object. That's why it will going to apply the map function on each and every element of the in the RDD or in the data frame. this data frame, let's call the map function. And how we are going to do AP rows, every row, what it will going to do? It will, let's create the first variable. How this variable will going to populate with the data? AP row, sorry, AP row dot get string, which is present at the first position, then concatenate with space, and then get the AP row, then get string which is present at the first position. Once this gets created, let's return what we are returning. We are returning this AP full name, and what else we are returning? We are returning the element which is present at the second position. Let's run it. This data frame gets created. Let's misspelled it. Let's run it again. This data frame gets created. Now display its content. We can see the full name, it's concatenation of the first name and the last name, and this is the salary. This data frame don't have the columns. Let's create the column as well. How we are going to create it? First, on the top of this data frame, just call 2df, and in the 2df, it will the 2df will also return a data type, but here we will provide the name of the column, AP full name and AP salary. Let's run it. This data frame gets created. Let's display the data. Now we can see it has a column as well. So in this video, we have seen how we can implement map in Scala. Let's go to the PPT. Thank you. If you like content of my video, then please subscribe my channel, like it, comment on it, and press the bell icon to get notification whenever I add videos.